Welcome all to our inaugural episode of My Brain Está Spicy, the podcast where two overthinking, sometimes anxiety-ridden friends spill on our highs and lows and the craziness of navigating mental health in our daily lives. My name's Melissa. I am your professional overthinker and coffee lover.
And I am Christy. I am the queen of obsessive thinking and overanalyzing every single conversation I've ever had. If your brain is a little too spicy sometimes, you, my friend, are in the right place. We are going to be talking about anxiety, mental health, and all the chaotic thoughts that come along with it, with a good dose of humor, of course.
And don't forget the drama. We are Latinas after all. And just so we're clear, everybody, we are not medical professionals. The views and opinions that we're going to share on our show are for informational and entertainment purposes only. We are not doctors, lawyers, or financial advisors. If you need expert advice in any way, shape, or form, please seek out the proper, qualified professionals.
Seriously, go to therapy.
All right, and with that, we're just going to go ahead and jump right in. Today, lovely Chrissy is going to be running our show.
So today, the topic is doom scrolling and our mental health. Something that I think all of us are getting a little bit too acquainted with, especially now at the beginning of 2025, with all of the spicy stuff happening in our worlds. I'll just put it that way to keep it non-political. All right, so it happens to be one of our most toxic yet irresistible habits. And I want to first talk about how each of us defines it, since I've figured out, especially over the past few months, that each of us kind of has a different definition of what doom scrolling is and how it really hits that spot for you, even though it makes you feel horrible. So, Melissa, why don't you tell me what doom scrolling looks like for you?
I think doom scrolling for me, it's definitely changed through the years, but you hit the nail on the head. 2025 has definitely taken it to a whole new level. I think for me right now, so I'm in the not so awesome place of looking for a new job. So being unemployed means you've got a lot of free time on your hands, hence why we finally decided to kick off our podcast. But it also means that you've got to find ways to kind of cope with having free time on your hands. And for me, even though I have been looking for work for a bit, I took a sabbatical for a little while when I first was laid off from my job. Um, I just got lost in social media. And it's funny, I think a lot of folks say that in society right now, like the new kids generations, they just don't know how to be bored and they just get so consumed with social media. But it happens to us too, you know. We're late stage millennials, which yes, we are the generation that everybody takes a shit on, but you know, it is what it is. But even for us, like it happens to us. For me, I fell down the doom scrolling rabbit hole of, unfortunately, the onslaught of political chaos that is currently going on in our country right now. And it really, I mean, it's one of those things where I'm like, oh, I'm going to go on because I'm just going to check people's stories. But then one video leads to another, leads to another, leads to another. And I do happen to follow quite a few political handles. And it just ballooned into something that I didn't realize had really taken over as much as it did until I was in a therapy session a couple of weeks ago. Shout out to my amazing Dr. A, as I'll call her. And she flat out told me, she goes, you really are struggling with compartmentalizing. And it happens to everybody. And for those of you that think that compartmentalizing is a bad word, it's really not. Everybody does it. It's just when you're avoiding it, yeah, it can get dark.
Yeah, I agree. Absolutely. It can definitely go down a dark road. And I think it's in the same way that you can have a guilty pleasure for food and for drinking and whatever. You can also have like a guilty pleasure in a negative way when you're doom scrolling. So for me, I suffer from health anxiety, which is just super fun. And it means that I think I'm convincing myself constantly that I'm dying from who knows what. And I'm overanalyzing everything I'm feeling every 5 seconds. Like right now, I'm like, oh, I'm dizzy. I guess I might have a brain tumor. It sounds good. Like it just doesn't stop. But anyway, I tend to doom scroll, even though, yes, there's lots of political stuff in my Instagram. And that's usually what I tend to post on my stories is a mixture of like political information or just opinion mixed with really dark humor memes. That's usually I feel like that's kind of my brand of story. But what I'm actually looking at, like, I have to be very careful not to go to the like For You page of Instagram, which is like where you search for shit.
Yeah.
Basically,
Hence my problem.
it's really bad because I get very the algorithm is real. It's so powerful. And it will show me like, do you think you have high cortisol? Do you think you have tanked cortisol? This is what you have to do. And this is the gym moves that you should be doing. And this is the diet you should have. And this is supplement you should take. And I'm like, how 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 am I gonna do all these things? But then I spend like an hour being like, yeah, let me save this. This sounds like a good idea. This is a product I might want to try. And I've spent 2 hours like nailing myself into the wall, like with like everything that's wrong with me, all the things I need to do to fix it, and all of these people that seem to have the solution to how to be a happy perimenopausal late 30 something woman and not have insane anxiety with insane weird symptoms. Like it's just a wild. So that's my
Which is
doom
a
scrolling.
totally different
Yeah.
thing that,
Yes, I was just
in
sharing my doom
Instagram and
scrolling.
social always gives this impression that, everybody's got everything figured out.
Yeah,
And
and no one
we forget that none of us
none of
has
us.
anything figured out. Even when you think you've
Yeah,
got something figured out,
you don't.
some curveball is going to come and
Yeah.
take you for a whirl.
Yeah, if someone's telling you they figured it out, they're selling you something. That is what I've come up with. Like, literally none of us know what we're doing at all. Like, we just don't. We're all winging it, and that's it. So, anyway, that's how I define doom scrolling. I know my husband defines doom scrolling as him going on Reddit and reading
Mine
a lot
too.
about the news. Like, I love Reddit, but I use it more for fun. Like, he uses it more for like news and I don't know, just catching up on like current events. I use it for like, hey, here's a picture of a UFO, like conspiracy theory shit, which is cool.
My
But
husband gets lost in like Reddit sports information, or
right,
he
right.
uses it for research. Like if for
Mm,
instance, we recently bought an air fryer, a new one, because ours went to crap. Uh,
worries.
oh, we
Yeah,
love them too. We're on our third one now. So it's
good,
like
good.
when we started researching, like he went to Reddit and he started looking at it there
Yeah.
too. But I find like that's where he does go to like doom scroll.
Yep. That's where my husband goes to do squirrel. So it looks different for everyone. So the reason this is the topic of our episode today is because Melissa has taken the huge and brave leap to take a social media break. Uh, which she made she made sure to like tell me separately like I'm taking a social media break, but I'm still here and we're still doing the podcast. I'm still alive, but I'm just not gonna be on social media because we would share stories like all day, every day, all the time. And now obviously like you're taking a break, so you're not. And I was like,
Yeah.
that's fine. Like, go queen, you do you. I'm jealous because I could never. Or like, I don't think I don't know. I mean, I should. I try to read like on my Kindle instead of being on my but anyway. Point
So like
being, you're
I've
taking a
done it
break.
before. I am. And I've done this before. This is my second time of doing it cold turkey, how I'm
So brave.
doing it right now. Um, it again, like I mentioned earlier, it basically came from my therapist literally looking at me and saying, "You're struggling with compartmentalizing. We
Mhm.
might want to consider, some antidepressants." And I really didn't want to do that.
Mm, yeah.
And I know that a lot of what I've been feeling has been coming from what I'm consuming. So I literally, like, I saw her on Friday, January 31st, and by that Monday, I made the decision, and you weren't the only one that got a message. Like, I messaged a bunch of people because everybody saw how, like, active I was, and I was always
Yeah.
commenting, or I was always sharing or sending stuff to folks.
Mhm.
Um, and the last time I did this, I didn't tell anybody. I just got off it was
Posted.
about 3 years ago, and I just ghosted social media for 30
Nice.
days, 35 days. And this time I wanted to be smart so people wouldn't freak out. And I
Mhm.
messaged my normal friend group that I was always posting or sharing back and forth
Mhm.
with, um, and then a couple of other folks. And this time, what I did additionally was I'm off of all media. The only one that I'm on is LinkedIn since I'm still looking for work, but I avoid any type of conversational pieces on LinkedIn because even
Mhm.
LinkedIn has become its own
Ugh,
pool of chaos.
LinkedIn is a cesspool.
So I just focus
Just
on like job
brown
stuff there.
nosing. I hate
Yeah.
it. I hate it.
But I'm also off of Facebook as well. I never fell down the TikTok rabbit hole, so I didn't have to worry about that one. So for me, it
Lucky
was
you.
just Facebook and Instagram. And I fully logged off. I deleted the apps from my phone. I deleted like my quick navigation links on my computer. Um, and it's been a very interesting ride. I'm
Mhm.
on gonna be starting week 3.
Wow.
Uh, not this week that just finished, the week before. That was that was interesting.
Mhm.
Um, I even though I've done this before, this time I think I've been much more aware of how much I was actually using social media as a coping mechanism to fill my
Mhm.
time.
Mhm.
And not only that, what I was consuming and how it was affecting me.
Mhm.
Um, the first couple of days, I mean, I was looking at my phone every 5, 10 minutes, constantly picking it up, wanting to look at a social media,
Mhm.
realizing that I can't. So I'm like, all right, what else can I fill it with? So since that was that first week, I filled it. In this case, I filled it with TV, and then I realized, okay, I was watching a lot of TV, and I'm like, I still need to be looking for work.
Mhm.
So this last week, I found myself in a much better place. I think, like, kind of like that initial really heavy withdrawal got out of my system. And then this week, I kind of felt like a little bit more normal. I also noticed I'm sleeping a hell of a lot better because I'm not consuming political content like every 5 seconds.
Awesome.
Um, and I'm trying to find other ways to fill the time. I haven't gotten back into reading yet, and I know you and I talked about that earlier this week. You're like, I've been filling my time with more reading. I have like 8 books that I've bought, as
Mm.
most book lovers do.
Yes.
Um, but if I'm not in the mood, I can't sit down and read.
No, I get that. Yeah.
So I'm just trying to fill it with other things, whether it's just sitting and quiet. That's
Mhm.
okay. uh, Playing games on my phone, which isn't necessarily great either, but at least it's not anything that's hurting me. It's just mind
Yeah.
numbing in a way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and then also just focusing on like what I need to focus on, which is we're finally getting the podcast off the
Mhm.
ground. We've talked about it forever. Um, Looking for my jobs. I've also been doing a lot more networking. So I'm also leaning into talking to people more often just to
Mhm.
basically become a functioning member of society again, I guess you could say.
What's that? I don't know. Yeah.
Right?
That's awesome. That's
So,
that's, like, very admirable
thank you. I mean, I
and
don't feel like I
hard.
need a prize for it. I do feel for
No, but just it's hard to do.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
you know?
But I think the second
Yeah.
time around, it's been easier to do. And I do notice that it is helpful for me. Um, do I recommend everybody do it? I mean, if you can, go for it. Uh, I think it's definitely a good thing to do for everybody, even if it's just a week. Or heck, if you don't think you can do a week, try 48 hours. Um, I think it would be beneficial for all, but I'm doing a month at a minimum,
A month.
a
Wow.
whole month. I'm not touching it again until March 3rd. If I
That's
even
awesome.
decide to go back on right away.
Mhm. That's awesome. Yay.
I appreciate that.
Do you have any tips for anyone who would want to do this?
I think if you've never done it before, try it small. So, like, try that
Yeah.
48 hours. Just see how you feel after 48 hours. Um, and then, try to push it to a week. And then if you can do a week, do a month.
Mm.
That would be the one tip. Um, and the other thing that I found too is telling other people helps too, because
Mhm.
then you're not getting people messaging you stuff on the side that then will pull you
Yeah.
in to go look at it.
Yeah.
That for me this time was really big because I've been able to stay off of it
Right.
pretty much 100%. I think I logged into Instagram twice for like 5 seconds, and it wasn't to just scroll. It was I use the collections option a lot, and I'm always saving posts, and there was
Right.
something very specific for a food recipe that I needed to look at, and
Mhm.
then on another day, it was I remembered something for, um, like, job searching, and I remember I saved it, so, like, I logged back in real quick, I found it, I watched it, and I got off right away. So it's like,
Mhm.
I used it, but I didn't use it in the
Right, right,
context of
right.
how everybody uses it.
Yeah.
Um, so those would be my tips, and
Mhm.
if you're struggling, like, own that you feel weird, own that it sucks, uh, and if it
Yeah.
gets really, really bad and you've gotta cut your cleanse early, I guess do it if you need to, but do it metered. I really wanna do the 30 days because I really do wanna give, like, my entire nervous system that entire reset, um, because of the fact that my therapist is literally telling me, "Hey, so I think we're having a problem here." I knew a
Mhm.
week wasn't gonna be enough.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense.
So,
Wow.
is it something that you would ever consider doing? I know you've said no, but, like, really thinking about it now that I've talked about it, do you think you would ever consider doing it?
So I know I have a problem. I acknowledge the problem. No, I think I've actually done a lot to minimize my time by doing other things. So like I said, reading, like I'll make sure I am not looking at my phone past 10, and then I'll whatever, like pick up my Kindle or whatever. Or I'll just play a video game instead. I also think that maybe thankfully after the election, I think or I'm sorry, after the inauguration, I think Meta changed some things about the algorithms that made it less like fun. Like there's more ads that I'm getting like between stories and I don't want to see 15 consecutive ads. Like I just don't. And it like kills it for me. I'm just like, no, you know what? Never mind. Like I'm good. So I've been do I think I could? I mean, could I? Sure. I
Would
don't
you?
know. It's hard because like I don't know. I'd have to think about it. I don't know.
Well,
I could.
because it's
I
not the
know.
same vice for you as it is for me, and I'm okay admitting it. I know it's a problem. I own it.
Maybe.
So,
I mean, but I come at it from a different place of like trying to solve these all these problems that I think I have or, trying to find the solution that I think is out there. Um But yeah, I don't know. I mean, could I? Sure. I don't use Facebook like at all, ever for anything. I'm only on Facebook because I don't know, my
birthdays?
grandmother's on there. It doesn't I turned off all notifications. I do have one specific friend that messages me through Messenger on there, but Messenger is a separate app and I don't even talk to them that much. So like I never use Facebook. TikTok, I find entertaining as shit. Like, it just makes me laugh. So, like, to me, TikTok is less, toxic in my mind. For me personally, I know for other people it's worse because you're just like Instagram, it's a little more like you're looking through and trying to like pick what you're watching. Um, so yeah, I don't know. I don't know. And then Reddit, I do like Reddit again for fun, like for just like fun brain things, like conspiracy theories. I love. We could have a whole episode on that. I love conspiracy theories. They make me feel, I don't know, like I don't know if you can hear that. Staying at my parents' house, y'all, is like it is not for the mentally stable. I will say that. And if you're not mentally stable, it will cause you to be unmentally stable.
That's a whole other ball of wax.
It is.
And
It's a
and
other
folks, for those
episode.
of you that might be listening that are obviously younger than us, let's say you're in your early 20s or your late 20s, and you're like, I'd
Oh,
never go
yes.
back to living with my parents.
Yeah.
Shit happens.
You will.
Don't be
You will.
surprised. Don't be surprised if it happens. Now, to be fair,
Yeah.
you are doing it for very specific reasons because
And
you and your husband are
y-
decking out your new house. So, I mean, I get it.
y- yeah.
That's so.
Yes. It had, but it has been almost 2 years. It'll be 2 years in June that we've been living with my parents.
That'll
And
be a whole different
I miss
cleanse when you move
I
into your
miss
house.
I miss a lot. I miss a lot about not living here. Um, I miss having loud sex. I miss all this will be an explicit podcast, by the way, because I refuse to edit myself. Like, I refuse to what is it? I refuse to,
No, you're right. I refuse to edit myself. That
the
works.
fuck is that word they use? No, but it's the word that starts with a C. Forget it. Anyway, I refuse to like edit. Censor. There you go. I refuse. That's the word I couldn't find. Good, great job, Christy. Yeah. So
So you guys are going to
it's been a
notice that
lot.
we will
I'm
digress
not
from
well.
time to time
I'm very
as we
sorry.
figure this
Sorry.
out.
Thank you. Thank you for catching me. As
Yeah,
I
no,
figure
you're
this
no
out.
worries.
So yeah, that's our episode. Was there anything else you wanted to talk about regarding doom scrolling?
No, no, I think that's pretty much it. I'll check in with you guys in a couple of weeks and let you know how it goes. But
Yeah, I'm intrigued by your bravery. And no, but like your like steadfastness in like doing this and like keeping with it. And I'm all about my Instagram fucking algorithm. It's all about now like nervous system resetting. And so I totally understand that. And I'm trying to do that. So like actually to give you another example and options for people who like me are like, I can totally let go. Like my rule is, like I said, after 10 p.m. no phone. I'm trying to make it earlier, but right now 10 p.m. is what I can
what works?
really do. And then I do not pick up my phone when I wake up. That is something that I was doing every day, and that shit fucks you up. Don't do it. It just it feels a lot better and it's hard at first, but then once you get used to not like first thing I look at is my phone, I don't. And I despise it, but I have two phones. One for work and one for non-work.
Yeah,
And
personal life. I get you.
I hate it, but I also get to like throw the work phone against the wall when I'm frustrated and then just walk away. I'm kidding. I say that at work all the time and people are like, "Huh?" And I'm like,
No, but I really do.
no, but seriously, I hate all of you.
But so on that note, guys, obviously, again, we do talk about our mental health. So the one last thing that I will say as we wrap up is, if you need help, find it.
please.
Talk with friends.
Yes.
Feel comfortable talking to family. Talk to family, and find a therapist. I found a therapist in my late 30s. I wish I would have gone into therapy years prior, and we'll talk about that in a later episode. Kind of how both of us got to where we are. But yeah, therapy's great. And until next time, keep things spicy, enjoy
Yeah.
the chaos, and we will see you soon.
Yes, you will.
Hey there. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate you hanging out with us on this mental health ride. If you've enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, follow, comment, and share My Brain Está Spicy with your fellow overthinkers. Because the more, the merrier in this spicy brain club. If you're curious about any of the hacks or products we've mentioned, check out the show notes for links. We're not sponsored by any of these, though feel free to call us. We just love them so much, and we think you might too. Catch you next time, and until then, may your brain be just a little bit less spicy.